Hey there, and welcome to QuizGrid. Get those brains ready for general knowledge quiz. Let's play! Time to warm up with some easy ones. Which of these planets is closest to the Sun? Mercury! Which of these organs is about the size of your own fist? It's the heart, about the size of your fist. Which of these countries is the biggest by land area? That's Russia. Which of these gave the word paper its name? Papyrus. That's where the word paper comes from. Which of these is actually a fruit, not a vegetable? It is the tomato. Which of these did Alexander Graham Bell invent? The telephone. Bell called the next room in 1876. Which of these can fall from the sky in the middle of summer? Hail! Summer thunderstorms make it. Which of these is the tallest mountain on Earth above sea level? Mount Everest, nearly 9 kilometers tall. Which of these animals can go 2 whole weeks without drinking? The camel, 2 weeks without a single sip. Which of these machines can see through your skin, but not your bones? The X-ray machine. Bones block the rays and glow white. Which of these is the largest ocean on Earth? Pacific Ocean. Which of these creatures guards a hoard of gold in old legends? The dragon, always sleeping on its gold. Which of these body parts keeps growing your whole life? It's the ears. Which of these aircraft flies with no engine at all? The glider, it just rides the wind. Which of these is the only ancient wonder of the world still standing? The Great Pyramid, the last ancient wonder standing. Which of these rivers is the longest in the world? The Nile, about 6,500 kilometers. Medium level, stay sharp. Which of these planets spins on its side as it orbits? Uranus! Which of these guarded the gates of the underworld in Greek myth? Cerberus, the watchdog of the underworld. Which of these was used as real money for hundreds of years? The cowrie shell, real money for centuries. Which of these organs cleans your blood and makes urine? It's the kidney. Which of these carried the first people to walk on the moon? Saturn V. Which of these painted the famous Mona Lisa? Leonardo da Vinci. In which of these sports can the score be love? Tennis. Love means 0. Which of these giant waves is caused by an undersea earthquake? Tsunami. Which of these is the world's most drunk drink after water? It's tea, number 1 after water. Which of these deserts is the largest hot desert on Earth? The Sahara, almost the size of the United States. Here comes the bonus round. Which of these body parts has a bone that is the smallest in your body? Think you know it? Drop your answer in the comments below. Which of these planets has winds that are the fastest in the solar system? Neptune. Which of these ancient cities was buried by a volcano in one day? Pompeii. Which of these lakes is the deepest in the world? Lake Baikal. Which of these spacecraft flew to space, then landed back on a runway like a plane? The Space Shuttle. It glided home like a plane. The difficulty just spiked. Which of these Norse gods gives his name to a day of the week? Thor. Which of these organs is the largest inside your body? It's the liver. Which of these paintings was stolen from the Louvre back in 1911? Mona Lisa. Which of these instruments plays the lowest notes? The tuba, the deepest voice in the band. Which of these scientists came up with the idea of gravity? Isaac Newton. Which of these is the coldest place on the whole planet? Antarctica. Which of these old machines first let books be printed quickly? Printing press. Which of these is the largest planet in our solar system? Jupiter. Which of these metals is soft enough to dent with your teeth? Gold, soft enough to bite a dent into. Which of these rulers was the very last pharaoh of Egypt? Cleopatra, Egypt's very last pharaoh. Which of these is the fastest animal on the planet in a dive? Peregrine falcon. Which of these was the first country to send a person into space? Russia. Which of these dwarf planets was once called the 9th planet? Pluto. Which of these connects the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea? The Suez Canal. No more sailing around Africa. Which of these Greek heroes was dipped in a magic river as a baby? Achilles. Only his heel was left weak. Which of these dishes was one of the first foods ever ordered online? Pizza. The impossible questions begin now. Which of these characters starred in the first fully computer animated movie? It's Woody! Toy Story started it all in 1995. Which of these clouds sits highest up in the sky? Cirrus clouds, higher than 6 kilometers up. Which of these flew faster than the speed of sound, carrying passengers? Concorde. Which of these explorers first sailed all the way around the world? Ferdinand Magellan. Here comes the bonus round. Which of these was invented first? Comment your guess. Think you know it? Drop your answer in the comments below. How many did you get right? Subscribe for more.